Being able to play your own scales is a really incredible skill to access more deliberate practice and hence see real results with your voice. I find that often with people learning how to sing, we'll often use, YouTube warm-ups and workouts. And the challenge with that sometimes is that it can often lead us into mindless kind of repetitions as opposed to making very intentional kind of adjustments and changes to our voice. Because a lot of times when we're trying to build better technique, it's about learning to refine the coordinations, go from something that's quite clumsy into something that's more refined. So it has to be a bit more intentional, a bit more deliberate. And so today I wanted to share with you how you can start to build and play your own scales, especially if you don't really have a background in playing an instrument. Now I have decided to use a lesson recording so you can see some of the back and forth that I have with my student. And so hopefully this can help you understand it a bit better. Anyway, let's dive in. You said you didn't play any piano, right?
Okay. I actually wanted to ask if you had, so never learned an instrument, never took any like music classes. So I was wondering if you had any resources where I can learn, I guess, music, because there's some videos I watch or resources I read where I don't like. It took me a while to really understand what pitch meant.
No, that's a good question.
Like that,
I honestly I don't have any off the top of my head. I'm sure there's plenty of great resources on YouTube, but I'm going to share with you maybe what we're doing so far because it's actually what we need piano for is not that crazy. So can you do this right? Can you share your screen and sound?
Yeah.
And just open a browser. So the exercise, the scale that we're doing is pretty simple. So I probably would start you somewhere around this kind of C3. Now we'll play the scale like this. So we're doing the taps and when we were doing the taps and scoops. Or we're kind of doing it on this specific scale.
Okay.
So that's what we're pairing it to. Now, we probably will stick with this particular scale for some time. We might kind of find different variations, but generally it doesn't matter too much as long as we get the technique clean. So how do we build this, right? Because the goal is to kind of get you to play it on your own pretty easily. So we might want to just like spend a bit of time each day learning these scales because it will be a tool for us moving forward. The way you think of it is, or you can think of it actually, if you know music theory, basically this is just the major scale. So it's like the major triad. So it's a C, which is the root. Then you play the third. Then you play the fifth. Then you go back to the octave, and you come back down. Now, have you heard of these terms before?
Octave, yes. Major scale, yes, but not just like in passing. Or
Third.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. The other way you can kind of think of it is, it's a starting note plus 4 steps. So to get to the E, it was like C, 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the E. So starting note, the root note plus 4, then plus 3, and you go back to the octave, which is plus 5.
Okay.
So you notice how the first note and the top note is always the same, C4, C3. So that's when we can kind of build that scale, which means no matter where you are on this scale, because typically what happens with these kind of piano scales, we'll start down low, then we'll go a bit higher, maybe one step higher. Then we go another step higher once we clear that scale. So if I start on the C sharp, have a guess here using that plus 4, plus 3, plus 5. See if you can build that scale on your own. So this is the first note.
F3?
Yep. You can move your mouse as well to it if you need.
And then this one.
Yep.
And then...
Yeah, wonderful.
Okay.
And then you just walk back down. That's it. So it's pretty simple, right?
Okay, so it's 4, 3, 5. Okay.
Yeah. I'll write it down. So maybe the first thing you want to do each day, just like spend a few minutes building, playing your scales. And the pattern is starting note, plus 4, plus 3, plus 5, then back down.
Okay.
Nice. And I would kind of just work at it because today we kind of started on the C, got to the C4, and then we just walked up one step at a time until we got to around the G. So you just get there for now, and then you walk back down. Any other scale is not too crazy. So here's a real test, right? Now try it on the C and then do
Okay.
it with the taps and scoops. Now you can do them at the same time or you can go back to back. So you can play the piano once and then you can sing it, whichever's easier for you.
Okay. So play it on the piano and then sing it, or just play it on piano?
Play it first and
Okay.
then do the taps and scoops afterwards.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so
Nice. Nice. Now see if you can do the scale, taps and scoops. Oh, oh, oh.
oh 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 oh.
Yeah,
Like
so you get to that same pattern. Oh, 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 oh.
Okay. Oh 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 oh.
Yeah, nice. Do it a few times. Get used to it, and then we'll kind of go to the next one.
Okay. Okay, so oh 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 oh.
Yeah, try it again.
Play again. Oh 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 oh.
Yeah, so close. So the slight change in the pattern. So, oh, there's a slide on that first little note. Oh, 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 oh. Try it again.
Oh 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 oh.
Nice, easy. Now, to be honest, like it's not that the thing you're doing before was wrong. It's more that for us to observe clean technique, we have to kind of set a few things and not have them change. The first one is don't change just the pattern, because if the pattern changes, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's changing because of a lack of control or just simply because we forgot it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a bit more strict on the pattern.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's go to the next one now. Let's go to the C sharp. So you build that scale out first, and then see if you can do it.
Okay. Let me pull up the chat. Can I move? Okay, there we go. And then would it be? Oh, it's +5. Okay. So.
Nice. Yeah, well done. Taps and scoops.
Oh 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 oh.
Good. Nice. Next one. Close. That second note, so the starting note +4, that one needs is a different note. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh 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 oh.
Cool. So here, so there's going to be an art to this, right? Because right now you're just getting used to the scale. Like
Yeah.
eventually you'll get pretty easy for you. You kind of figure it out a lot faster.
Yeah.
And then if you ever actually get a physical piano, it gets even simpler. You just need to move your fingers. But that top note was a bit under the pitch. So that
Okay.
means that the stretch didn't fully get to the note. So see if you can correct it again and see if you can fully get to the note.
Okay. So. Sorry, it's taking so much
I know.
mental that I just forget what the top note even sounded like. Okay, let me.
I know. It will be like that initially.
Yeah.
But just give it some time.
Oh.
Nice, well done. So yeah, if it takes a lot of kind of mental bandwidth at the moment, and you're like, oh man, I can barely even kind of like actually do the real practice, which is
Yeah.
like singing and getting it. You can also use a clip in the meantime,
Yeah. Okay.
right? So you know how we got this recording, you can go back and use it. The reason why I like the piano, and I should have explained this at the beginning, why we use the piano is because it just allows us to kind of see the technique that we're trying to go for clearer. Now, because often what allows us to see things clearer is we might need to kind of like repeat it a few times, compare different reps. You might want to kind of do one incorrectly first and do one better. So there's a lot of flexibility we need with our scales to kind of like actually be able to see it. Because typically when you go to like a YouTube kind of warm up, or you see the scales you find online, there's just this like natural urge to just keep going through the range, right? And like by the time you've done one, you're already on to the next one. Which works, right? It works when you're trying to kind of just build in muscle memory. But what if the muscle memory isn't correct? And you don't have that capacity to kind of correct it at that speed then? That's when we'll kind of go a bit more ground up and just build it slowly. But then it allows you to see and actually start to build in correct muscle memory from day one. So that's kind of the idea here. Anyway, I hope you found this episode useful. If you did, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe. If you're on the podcast, leaving a 5-star review really means the world to me, and it helps this podcast grow. If you're interested in improving your voice with less of the headaches, I've got some links down in the description below on how you can work with me in a one-on-one setting, and also some step-by-step self-study programs. Links are all down in the description. Apart from that, my name is Ivan. I'll see you next week. Take care.